Have you ever wanted to fly an aeroplane and wondered how to go about it? Well, Local News TV are here at RAF Henlow talking to people from the Henlow Flying Club. Tell me, Justin, what's involved in learning to fly?
What's involved? I think partly a bit of madness. About 15 years ago, a friend of mine got his pilot's licence, and he took me over to France a couple of times, and I thought, ooh, this would be a bit of a challenge to have a go. It's taken me 15 years to get the courage to do it. I came along to Henlow because it's local to where I live, got a few details, and basically got the finances together because it's not cheap. I think you need to, if you really want to fly within a couple of years, you need to have perhaps £5,000 or £6,000 because that's how much it will cost.
And tell me, how long would it take you then? How many hours do you have to practice?
There's a sort of legal limit of 45 hours, but most take up to 50 and above, perhaps 55 hours. That includes with an instructor and also on your own.
So we've been operating here for almost 18 years now. It's a very good place to operate from and fly aircraft. We've got lots of runways and it's grass runways. We basically train people for their licence, but also when they've got their licences, they're able to hire the aircraft and go all over the place. For instance, lunching at 2K is about an hour and 15 minutes away.
Well, this is a Cessna 172, and you have to do some important pre-flight checks to make sure the plane is safe to fly. You have a very extensive checklist, and you approach the plane and go through a very methodical process of checking that the flaps are working, the lights are working, the wheels are inflated in the right position, there's enough fuel, there's enough oil, the propeller's in good condition, all the safety things that you need before you take off. This is a very important part of flying.
And we've got about 150 members, of which probably almost 100 are regular flyers, and at any one time we have about 30 students, and we also teach a bad weather rating, and we usually have about 5 people going through that at any one time.
Well, now we're inside the plane, and you can obviously see the steering column. This one on the end here is this, speedometer actually. Tells you how fast you're going in knots, airspeed. This one here tells you whether you're level or not. There you are, level. As you can see, they go straight across. This one below is direction indicator, which is linked to the compass, which is there. And you have to make sure that they're in line.
We're a civilian organisation, and we are a business based at very lucky to be based at RAF Henlow here, yes, in Bedfordshire.
And what sort of planes do you fly?
We train on the Cessnas, and we've got 2 4-seaters for touring. We're also very lucky to have a Tiger Moth, which is a vintage aircraft which we teach people to fly old aircraft, and a special rating on that. We do aerobatics. And we're shortly to get a motor glider, which is another interesting aircraft to fly. Turn the engine off and glide, bit of peace and quiet up there.
I'll be doing what they call circuits. That means I take off, I go to 1,000 feet and I do a rectangle round the airfield, and then I'll practice things, emergency landings, landing without power. So that you glide down, a bit like that chap did at Heathrow. Perhaps not as dramatic, but you have to learn to be able to do that if there is an engine failure. I'll also come down without flaps, which means the flaps are not active, so therefore I'm coming down faster and higher. So we practice these things today, just in case things go wrong on normal flights.
So this is Judy Oliver of Local News TV signing off on firm ground again after being with the Henlow Flying Club.